Hey everyone, it's Jim here. I'm coming at you today with another fun movement challenge for you to try. This one is a beautiful blend of both strength and mobility, primarily for the lower body. And there's no real right or wrong way to do it. You're just gonna have to do what feels best for you. And so what's the movement? It's pretty simple. You're gonna go from sitting on the floor to trying to get up to a full standing position without the use of your hands. Now, once you've done that, just see if you can reverse the motion and get back down onto the ground again without using your hands. Now, this is a movement challenge that's great to try, but you gotta make sure it's appropriate for you. So if you're not comfortable with it or you're not sure if it's appropriate for you or not, make sure you get evaluated by someone who can tell you whether it's a good idea to try it or not. So here we go. I'm gonna show you the movement real quick, what it looks like for how I do it. Then we're gonna come back to the screen. We're gonna talk a bit more about what's really going on and why this is such a good thing to work on. Then we're gonna go back to the other screen where I'm doing the movement because I got more details I'm gonna give you there. And then we're gonna wrap it up after that. So the first way I'm gonna demonstrate is just coming into a double kneeling position and then into half kneel and then stand up. Now, no right or wrong way to do it, so try as many different ways as you want. I'm gonna demonstrate on the other side now with a slightly different technique to challenge some of my deep gluteal muscles. Just gonna pry myself up and then stand up. Again, this is all about playing around with movement, finding what works best for you, what feels best. The third way I'm going to demonstrate here out of a multitude of different ways is I'm just going to get a little bit more explosive and powerful with it, double kneeling stance, and then I'm just going to pop up from there, just like that. So again, as you watched all of that movement happen, you're likely going to notice that there is indeed a good mobility component going on, but also a good strength component required. Now, in addition to that, there's a lot of what we call movement strategy happening, meaning your brain is just trying to figure out what is the best way for you to accomplish this movement. Now, what I really like about this movement as well is you can actually turn it into an exercise. Do it a couple times getting up and down, probably get tired pretty quick. So the really cool thing happening here is, again, just with all of these other movement challenges, you can progress or regress the challenge in this movement however you need to. If it's too difficult, you can try using one hand to help you out, or have one hand on a supporting surface for a little bit of help. You can do things like only focus on the getting up part or only focus on the getting down part, etc. No right or wrong way to break the progression down or to make it more challenging. It's all going to depend on where you're at for your strength and your mobility and your overall comfort. All right, so the name of the game here is going from a full sitting position to a full standing position without the use of our hands. Now, initially, it might just be that you do have to use both hands as you practice this, or that you have to use one hand, or that you have to use a little bit of a support surface to help you out as you go. Totally fine, because we all have different movement abilities, different strength, and a whole bunch of other individual factors that we need to take into account. So just play around with it, do what feels appropriate and comfortable for you, and as time goes on, you'll start to see that you can make it a little bit more easy for yourself as you make some improvements. So maybe you start with two hands, then you go to one hand, etc. Now, there's more than one way to do this movement as well. So the ways that I do it might be completely different than how you do it. Totally fine. This is all about experimenting and just having some fun challenging our bodies. So what it looks like for me, I got different ways that I do it. But typically I'll go into a 90-90 kind of position with my knees. This is very similar to a video I just recently put out on hip mobility in this position. But now all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to draw some strength from my deep hip muscles. I'm going to prop myself up, and then from there, half kneeling position, and then just standing up. Now, I'm going to come back down real quick. I just go into a double knee and then plop back down. But I've gotten good at doing it that way, so maybe I want to think about doing it on the other side. Now I can approach it the same way. I can come up, go into this position here, and then stand up. But maybe I want to challenge myself and I want to think about, are there other ways that I can try it? And so I'll kind of think on my feet here, so to speak, even though I'm not on my feet. And maybe it's just that I kind of rock myself forward, and I've never done this before, I'm just trying it out. And maybe I'll just kind of come right up into that half kneel and then stand up. Now that wasn't terribly tough on that side, but if I try it on the other side, maybe it's a little bit different. So yeah, again, I even have to think a little bit more about the movement there. And so that's good. So I want to try different ways that I can keep challenging myself when one way gets easy. And I noticed I just put my hand down there for a little bit of support. So play around with it, have fun with it. This is something where, again, it's a good challenge for strength and mobility. It's just a fun way to incorporate new movement and to see how well you're moving overall, what your lower body strength is predominantly like. There's some other upper body and torso strength as well. But play around, have fun with it, and then let me know how it goes for you. So that's the movement. Just again, experiment with it. Have a fun time trying to figure out whether or not you can or can't get up off the ground without your hands, and then trying to get back down as well. Play around with it, tweak it, make it your own. When you get good at one way, try and figure it out and do it another way. Great way to learn more about your body, and again, it's just a fun challenge to try. Now lastly, I'll finish off the video by saying that if you're enjoying these movement challenges and the other videos that I'm putting out on this channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. If you like and subscribe, that just helps me to make sure that I'm getting more great content out there, not just to you, but to anyone else who could benefit or who wants to learn more about learning about how to move better, how to feel better, avoiding aches and pains, getting stronger and healthier, and learning about the world of physical therapy in general. It's truly my passion. I love doing it. It's an absolute honor to be sharing my knowledge, my expertise in ways that I'm hoping are helping you out, in ways that I'm hoping you're finding to be enjoyable and informative. Now, if you have other movement challenges that you like to do, I want to hear all about them. So please leave them in the comment section below. I'll read up on them and I'll give them a try for myself. I love learning new movements and new things to try. It is such a fun thing to do. So hopefully you're all doing well. Please take care of yourselves. Keep looking after yourselves as well as one another. I'm sure you're doing great things, so keep it up. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.